Howdy. This video is dedicated to Josh and how stinking great he is. Sorry, I'm blind. And just how great he is. But before I get into that, you notice I look off to the right in my beginning videos. I guess maybe the left once it's published. I don't remember, but anyway, you see me look to the side, and that is because I have an outline on my computer, which is better than just flipping papers around. But I have an outline to help me keep on track with my thoughts, because if I were to just try to go off of my mind, it would be a scatterbrained mess. So with that out of the way, back to Josh. And I just want to say how incredible he has been throughout this whole journey. Not only that, our whole lives. Together. Together. I guess I should clarify that. But from the beginning, he's been incredibly supportive of what's going on with me in this struggle. And I don't know why he didn't tell me sooner that something was up, but it's alright, it's fine, we got it fixed, it's cool. But that first weekend in Salt Lake, when we figured out that something just wasn't right, he was willing to take me back home. And when I told Mom, I think my brain is broken, she says, and she told me, yeah, you go back to Salt Lake, go to the hospital. And something I'd like to point out with the first hospital, when we were definitely at a loss, they told us, we can't help you, contact a neurologist. And they think we tried to, but the soonest we could see a neurologist was 2 months. So I was supposed to suffer with this stupid disease, this stupid syndrome, for 2 months before I could see somebody to help me. And so Josh shared in my frustration. He wasn't just like, well, it's your problem, not mine. He was supportive in it. He didn't just feed me to the wolves and say, well, sorry, can't help you. So when we were at a loss and I talked to my mom, and we had some family friends, both on my mom and my dad's side. I'd like to mention again, they're divorced. But we got in touch with some people who worked at the hospital that we've been going to, and they've been incredible. I would just like to reiterate that they've been awesome with everything we've been going through with them. So, Josh loaded me up again, and we just went right on back. Just incredible. Excuse me, sorry. Yucky runny nose. And what do you say about that? About that kind of love, about that kind of dedication? Like, what do you say? So going on, and when we found that first diagnosis of Chiari malformation, they told us the surefire way to take care of this is brain surgery. And by the way, Chiari malformation is when the cerebellum gets too big and blocks off the spinal fluid. And they told us, surgery. And I could feel Josh's heart drop to his stomach as well as mine. Because that's scary stuff. And his main concern was, what if that changes me? What if that changes who I am, how I am? And when we got that second diagnosis, he was he was supportive. He told me, I'll help get you through this. We're in this together. How kind, how incredible. So we worked through it together, step by step. He's put some miles on his car because of me. For me. I shouldn't say because of me. For me. Just taking me back and forth to appointments. Just being willing to just drop everything to tote me around. Not only to Salt Lake for my appointments, but also up to Nebraska for taking me back to school. So he's taken me states away to take care of me. And as I mentioned, it's been as much as I'd like to go back to school with him, it was not fun. So it's worth being. I think he's okay with driving me back to Nebraska because he knows I'm happy. Driving me up to Nebraska, back and forth. But just his kindness. And what gets me is that he never complains. He never says, oh, I gotta do this again. He never says, oh, I hate this. He just does it. Just does it. Without complaint. Just love. Just never complains. I'm so sorry. And when the brain surgery came up and we discussed it with the surgeon, he again brought up his concern, and that's something also to admire about him. He wants to know what's going on for my well-being. He's very conscientious about me. He's very observant. He wants to know if I'm going to be okay, if I'm going to be what I need to be who I need to be. So again, he brought up his concern with the surgeon. Is she going to be the same person? And I think he even brought this up with a neurologist that I see regularly, because the surgeon wasn't assigned to me until recently. But he brought it up with the neurologist, he brought it up with the surgeon, and they both said, no, she'll be the same, she'll be okay. And that was just his biggest concern. He told me, I just don't want you to be different from the woman that I love. I want you to be who you are now. Which is very kind. It shows that he loves me for who I am. There it is in a nutshell. He loves me for who I am. It's because I got a great personality. I don't know, there are days I feel like I was hit by the ugly stick. Not very often, but sometimes. But anyway, so when we were at the hospital, while I was recovering from my brain surgery, he wasn't just sitting in the hotel. And he wanted to make sure he could come visit me. And I was limited to 2 visitors because of COVID. Sorry, YouTube, I said it. Sue me. You know how YouTube is with the C word. But he wanted to make sure that he could be involved. And my other visitor was my mom. And my visitors weren't supposed to be in the room at the same time, but whoopsie, they were twice. Oops. He wanted to just be there for me. He wanted to support me. He wanted to make sure that I was okay. And which is admirable, because he didn't want to just sit in his hotel room and just do whatever. He wanted to be there for me. And so, you know, he's been, I'm not gonna lie, he's been decent to me as I recover at home, because I like to sleep in, because, excuse me, I guess I'm still sleepy, because, you know, I was told that I was going to be tired, and he gives me crap, you know, wake up, and I'm just like, But anyway, sissy, wake up. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, don't you? Never mind. But just his diligence, his patience, his caring, his love for me, it doesn't go unnoticed. And I can't help but just appreciate every ounce of his being. And I'm a God-fearing woman. If you don't like that, well, alright, cool, that's your prerogative. And I'm one who believes that everything happens for a reason. I believe that I'm with him for a reason. I believe that everything works out as long as you put in your effort. Excuse me, my goodness. And even sometimes, yeah, I know that that doesn't work out, but that's okay. But I truly believe that he and I are meant to be. And Josh, if you see this, I want you to know that life would be incredibly hard without you. It would. I don't know what I would do without your love and your patience, your caring, just all the good things you've shown to me. I don't know what I'd do. I'd be lost. Another thing that's great about him was the way he handled insurance in the hospital and the insurance in the hospital, because he would tell me, he and my mom would get on me, did you call the insurance? Did you call the hospital? And just because insurance. It's great when you have it, but sometimes it just doesn't. Anyway, but Josh, anyway, if you're watching this, know that I love you incredibly. Just, I love you so much. And I can't wait to be your wife. For better or for worse. In sickness and in health. I don't think anyone else would fit me the way you do. And I'm glad we're getting through this together. Because I don't know how I'd do by myself. And, you know, maybe I can get Josh to do an interview. I don't promise anything because he's kind of camera shy. Especially if I'm going to post it on the internet. So, I wouldn't count on it, but maybe. Anyway, Josh, I love you so incredibly much. And I'm glad God put you in my life. I truly believe that you're the one who fits me like a glove. I can't wait for our wedding. Can't wait for the rest of our lives. Sounds beautiful to me. And to everyone else, thank you for watching. And God bless.